You can feel it. Something's off. He texts you back, but it's dry. He sees your stories, but doesn't reply. He says all the right things, yet you feel like you're the only one emotionally investing. You're not crazy, your intuition is talking. And when a man isn't truly interested, his actions will always betray his words. He may not say it out loud, but his disinterest is written all over the tiny, silent decisions he makes. This isn't about guessing games anymore. It's time to decode the truth and walk away with your dignity intact. If you've ever felt confused by mixed signals, this video is your closure. Hit that subscribe button, give it a like, and share it with someone who needs clarity. Now, let's expose the 5 subtle signs he's just not that into you. In the beginning, he was warm, present, even charming. But suddenly, after a compliment, a kiss, or an intimate conversation, he retreats. You're left wondering, did I say something wrong? Number, you didn't. This is the classic behavior of someone who isn't truly invested. They show up just enough to spark interest, then disappear to keep you guessing. It's not that he's busy. It's that the emotional high is over for him, and he doesn't care to build anything deeper. He's addicted to chase energy, not connection. And once he feels he's won your attention or affection, his emotional effort evaporates. Why? Because your value, in his eyes, was only tied to the pursuit, not the partnership. A man who's interested builds consistency after intimacy, not distance. He texts you with intention. He leans in emotionally. He wants to know what makes you you. But someone who isn't interested? He uses those emotional highs as exit points, not entry points. Worse, he might gaslight you into believing you're too needy or overthinking when you ask why he's changed. Don't fall for it. If he disappears after getting closer, it's not a mistake. It's a message. When someone's heart isn't in it, silence follows connection. So don't chase the warmth. Pay attention to what follows it. You send a message with thought, emotion, or excitement, and what do you get back? A dry LOL, a thumbs up, or worse, no reply for hours. And when he does respond, it feels like he's just keeping the conversation barely alive. That's not communication. That's maintenance mode, a tactic to keep you emotionally invested while he puts in the bare minimum. He replies just enough to keep your hopes up, but never enough to make you feel seen, heard, or truly valued. A man who wants you doesn't just respond, he engages. He asks questions. He remembers what you said 3 days ago. He follows up on the little things because they matter to you and therefore matter to him. But a man who isn't interested? He recycles conversation, dodges anything emotional, and turns connection into convenience. Worse, he might be talkative in person or in certain moments, but the emotional thread is missing. It's like talking to someone who's there physically but miles away mentally. You feel it in your gut. You're initiating more. You're trying harder. You're overthinking every emoji. And here's the truth. Engagement is not a chore when a man genuinely wants you in his life. It becomes natural, joyful, and consistent. So when he texts you without depth, calls you without energy, or listens without presence, he's telling you how little he's emotionally invested. Don't confuse response with desire. A breadcrumb trail of texts is not love. And if you find yourself constantly analyzing his tone or questioning his interest, it's because your spirit knows he's emotionally absent. So stop settling for replies. You deserve resonance, the kind of conversation that feels like being held. And if he can't meet you there, don't keep lowering your voice to stay in a shallow dialogue. Let silence speak where his effort doesn't. He shows up. Maybe he even smiles. He laughs at your jokes, remembers your coffee order, and sits next to you like everything's fine. But emotionally, he's a ghost. You talk, and he listens, but doesn't hear. You share something personal, and he nods, but doesn't feel it. There's no emotional depth, no vulnerability, no mirror to your soul. Just surface-level comfort dressed up as connection. This is one of the hardest signs to catch because it looks like effort, but it's not. It's performance. A man who's emotionally unavailable often gives you just enough presence to keep the illusion of closeness alive, but he'll never let you into the rooms where his heart lives. Why? Because interest requires emotional risk. And if he's not truly invested, he'll avoid that at all costs. Vulnerability to him isn't a bridge, it's a boundary. So while he may spend time with you, he'll never let time with you matter. You'll notice it when the conversation hits real territory. Talk of dreams, fears, family, the future, he'll dodge, deflect, or fall silent. And if you ever express your needs, he'll act like you've made things too heavy. This isn't about mood swings. It's about emotional disconnection masked by physical presence. And the most dangerous part? You'll start questioning yourself. You'll think, but he's here. Maybe I'm asking for too much? You're asking for real. And someone who's truly interested gives you more than just a chair at the table. They give you their truth. So don't confuse his presence for partnership. A man who wants you won't just sit beside you, he'll reach for you emotionally. He'll show you his mind, his doubts, his dreams. He'll build with you, not just next to you. If he's around but you still feel alone, that's your answer. You're there for him. You support him. You care deeply. And he knows it. But when it comes to defining the relationship, introducing you to friends, or acknowledging you as someone special, he goes quiet. He'll say things like, "Let's just go with the flow," or "Why do we need labels?" as if clarity is some kind of burden. But the truth is simpler. He enjoys your presence, but fears commitment. He wants the benefits of intimacy without the responsibility of emotional investment. This isn't love, it's convenience. He calls when he's lonely. He reaches out when he needs comfort. He even gives you glimpses of romance, a sweet text, a night out, a soft moment, but only when it's easy or when he senses you pulling away. It's all about control. Just enough to keep you close, never enough to let you feel secure. And if you ask, "What are we?" you suddenly become the one with the problem. He might accuse you of rushing things, being dramatic, or trying to ruin a good thing. But what he's really doing is protecting his emotional freedom while tying up your heart. The man who's into you doesn't hesitate to claim you. He makes your role in his life known not just with words but with action. He introduces you. He includes you. He clears space for you. Because when a man values a woman, he doesn't let her question her place in his world. But the one who keeps you in limbo, he benefits from your loyalty without offering any direction. Don't stay stuck in the gray zone. If he wants you in the background but not the foreground, that's not confusion, that's clarity. You deserve to be chosen in the daylight, not just kept in the shadows when it's convenient. Silence around commitment is a loud answer. Listen to it. Ever noticed how he suddenly becomes attentive the moment you stop trying? You stop texting and he pops up. You go quiet and suddenly he misses you. For a second, it feels like maybe he does care. Maybe he's just bad at showing it. Maybe you were wrong. You weren't wrong. You were just manipulated by timing. This is the signature move of someone who isn't truly interested. He reacts. He doesn't commit. He steps in just enough to reel you back when he senses your energy shifting. It's not affection. It's emotional control disguised as concern. When a man only shows consistency in your absence, not your presence, he's not pursuing you, he's managing your distance. This is how emotional confusion is manufactured. You feel ignored when you're available and suddenly wanted when you're done. It's a cycle. Neglect, retreat, attention, repeat. And each time you stay longer, hoping the attention becomes consistent, but it never does. Because for him, this isn't about love, it's about access. He wants the option of you, not the responsibility of choosing you. A man who wants to be with you doesn't need your silence to act right. He doesn't need your absence to realize your worth. He shows up because you matter, not because he's scared of losing his control over your emotions. If his energy only rises when you pull away, you're not in a relationship, you're in a tug of war. And deep down, you know this. Real love doesn't feel like a negotiation. It feels like a place you can rest, not a battlefield you must keep retreating from to be noticed. So if his consistency only follows your withdrawal, then his care was never real, it was reactive. And that's your final sign. Stop auditioning for someone who only claps when you walk off stage.